Hey everybody, Richard Neese here with Weichert Realtors, the Space Place. We appreciate you guys tuning in to the Real Estate Rundown. We got a bunch of folks on here already. We got Chris Green, Sierra Hanley, Priscilla Raines, Becky Gray. Thank you guys so much for getting on here. Please like, please share, please comment. Easy there. I don't know if they can see the bugs floating around in here from where Dominic let them all in. Like I said, we appreciate you getting on here. The Real Estate Rundown is a way for us to help good people get to a better place. We had March for Good People, where we had nonprofits come on all last month to talk about their causes, what they're doing to help the community. We've got another person today that's doing a lot of good things for the community, but he also helps with mortgages. We got Kimbrough with Gateway Mortgage Group. Thanks for coming on, Kamron.
Hey, it's good to be here, man.
Absolutely. Well, this is your first guest appearance on here, right?
Sure is.
I know that you've probably been getting calls from all the agents and stuff asking you about the show and what your next step is after this, but easy now. So we got Dominic Gill over there. I think he's working on transition. Is that what you're doing, Dom?
Trying to. We're having some little frame issues.
Uh-oh. Well, maybe we can get it all straightened out. We got my beautiful wife on here, Catherine Neese, Teresa Pearson, Richard Bailey. Like I said, please like, please share, please comment. Cameron's going to be talking today about all the products that Gateway, well, not all of them, some of the products Gateway offers. We're going to be talking about Barndominium loans, no money down loans, some credit building options that you guys have. You work with several of my clients on that. But let's talk a little about you and how long you've been in this business, your background. Let's go off of that.
Yeah. So I've been doing finance for over 5 years. Started with a bank. Kind of got a passion for doing mortgages.
I didn't know you started with a bank.
I did,
okay.
yeah. Started with a bank. Got a passion for equity loans, stuff like that, and that's when I decided to make a move to going into mortgages only. I actually began in mortgages as a loan processor.
What's the importance of that, Kamron?
So the loan processor does a lot of back-end stuff that most people don't know about, don't ever see, the client never knows about, and it definitely helps provide a lot of value in the fact that having that experience allows me to know things about the process that I can catch on the front end. That basically helps a mortgage is going to go through a lot smoother and quicker and easier, and just makes it easier on the client. You know,
it helps you avoid those problems on the front end that you know are coming up that most folks that just passed their tests may not know about.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. So I mean that's fantastic. So. Yeah, started that. So I've been doing mortgages for 2.5 years, something like that.
And you're with Gateway Mortgage Group now. Can you give me a little bit of background on Gateway? I've used them obviously with you and with Josh Phillips and several other folks. And I've even talked with my guys up in Nashville, at Weichert and some other places, and they talk about how strong Gateway is. You want to give a little background on them?
Yeah. So Gateway, is a fantastic company. Originally founded in 2000. They're actually a national company. We're privately owned by Kevin Stitt, who was recently elected the governor of Oklahoma, not California. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So he turned over the CEO to Stephen Curry, not the basketball player, but they're really a company that's focused on strengthening families and homes, and they're really involved in the community. One of the things that I think makes Gateway a huge difference in the marketplace is that we actually keep and service like 95% of everything that we originate.
So a lot of folks may not know what that means. You want to give them, why is that important, and what are some other alternatives that people use?
Yeah, so a lot of mortgage, you call them mortgage brokers. Some of them are actually direct lenders, but there's a lot of mortgage brokers and direct lenders that after they originate a loan, you're going to get sold off to a servicer. You don't have a choice of who it's going to be or know who it's going to be. But they're basically going to be handling all of your payments and customer service and managing your loan from there forward. Well, to me, as a customer, that's something that I want to have a say in personally, because I want to know who I'm dealing with and who I'm working with. And so when your loan gets sold, basically you don't have that option.
And sometimes it happens at the closing table, it seems like they're sending the check to somebody else by the time it actually closes.
Yeah, I mean, it happens so quick. It could be before your first payment's due.
That's incredible. And then after that, there's no telling. I mean, I've talked with some folks that it's 3, 4, 5 times it's been sold. They're writing a check to somebody else every 6 months or so. And sometimes that causes problems, too. I know with some elderly folks, some people that may not be in tune to being able to check that stuff, that they may be sending the payment to the wrong place. Missed payments cause problems that way. So obviously that's a benefit to have a direct lender. Is that what you said?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have that side of it. You guys also offer tons and tons of products, ranging from USDA, VA loans, conventional. I think you guys just acquired a bank in Oklahoma or something like that, didn't you?
We did. So Gateway acquired a small bank that's in Oklahoma last year, and is in the process. We've been approved and just kind of waiting on a little bit more news, but I know they're actually converting from being just a direct mortgage lender into actually being a bank, which is going to expand our already huge, diverse number of products and allow us to be able to do several other things as far as when it comes to pricing and stuff like that. That's going to be pretty cool from
Absolutely.
what we've heard.
So tell me, what is the loan that you do the most of, or the couple loans that you do the most of in our area?
I'd say one of the most popular ones around here is definitely USDA, Rural Development Loan, which is for kind of low to moderate income
Right.
individuals that are purchasing in rural communities.
And if folks don't know, most people call those, it's a misnomer, but first-time home buyer loan is what a lot of people refer to those
Right.
as.
Yeah. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer to use it, but it's a great first-time home buyer product. And it's basically 0% down. And the good thing is Coleman and most of the surrounding areas, places except for like maybe Huntsville City and Birmingham
Right.
City, are considered rural.
Yeah,
So
and you guys have guidelines where you can look and see exactly if it applies or not. We got some people jumping on here: Ricky Dean, Margaret Teichmiller, Justin Burnett. We got Tracy Kimbrough on here.
hey, Mom.
There you go. You got to give a shout out to Mom. We've got Jeanette Burgeon on here. Thank you. I'm glad that I'm your hero. I really appreciate that. Please like, please share, please comment. The information we give out today may help somebody
He's
get
no
a loan.
Batman. He's no Batman.
All right. Apparently, I'm no Batman, but please like, please share, please comment. The information we put out today may help somebody get a loan, get a new home. I know we've done shows before where they found out about a different loan product that actually got the deal closed for them that they didn't know about. Not all lenders are created equal. Everybody has different areas that they work out of. You like that? That little play on words. But you guys do offer a lot of different products. You're always trying to expand into more of them. USDA is obviously a big part in our area. Another one that I know we have a lot of, because you can't hardly throw a rock without hitting a veteran around here, is veteran programs. Do you have anything in particular you want to talk about as far as VA loans go?
So yeah, I mean Gateway
straighten up
really
your bosses
loves
on here
their. What's up, Josh? Gateway really loves veterans, and part of that, this isn't
Already
really
did.
necessarily about VA loans, but Gateway actually donates through a non-charity. What'd you call it? Not a non-charity, a non-profit charity.
Yeah, a non-charity profit.
There you
For
go.
a lot of non-charities.
That's right.
They donate like $5 for every loan that we close to
Nice.
Folds of Honor, which is a charitable organization set up for veterans and their family members for educational purposes, and that really
It's
adds
pretty
up
impressive.
over time. But
Absolutely.
so our VA loans are, I'd say, really competitively priced and very competitive on the closing costs, because that's one of my key things is there's a lot of I would call marketing type ploys out there for veterans trying to get
You're
that
exactly
business.
right. Yeah.
And I really like looking out for the veteran myself.
Sure.
Got people that are veterans in my family, and so I like to see them get a legitimate good deal, something that's not just a marketing ploy, something that's not smoke and mirrors.
Sure.
Let's get you the best rate and closing costs we
Absolutely. Teresa, I appreciate that. I'm glad that we were able to help you guys. I'm excited about your home getting put up in Pinnacle Landing. A beautiful home. It's going to be great once it gets finished out. Please like, please share, please comment. Drew Shellnut jumped on here. Sandy Bachhold, like I said, Josh Phillips, Ashley Evans. We've got Barry Cook. Thank you guys so much. We're talking about different loan programs. We're talking about Gateway Mortgage Group. Kamron's given us a lot of good information. There's a couple hot topics out there, and everybody, it seems like they're wanting to build a Barndominium. You guys can help them on that, right? Actually, let's do both Barndominium and the construction loans, all tied in if you can.
Yeah. So we have a construction loan a lot of people aren't familiar with. It's what's called a one-time close or a single close construction loan. And basically what that means is we originate the loan for you to do the initial construction on the house. And once the home is completed and fully built, you don't have to refinance into permanent financing. Your loan automatically converts over to permanent financing.
So bottom dollar, what does that mean?
Bottom dollar, that generally saves people anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 right there, just because
and I've
of that.
seen more than that. I mean, I've seen $8,000 to $10,000 on those
Yeah.
too. So
It's definitely a really big deal. It saves people tons of money on the back end of things. And on the front end of things, we've tried to make it super easy to do these construction loans because we offer them with as little as 5% down. And also,
say that again, as little as
5% down,
which is insane.
very insane. I think probably the common thing out there is 20% down for
Yep.
construction loans, and
Yep.
that's what most people understand and know of. But we do them with as little as 5% down, and not only that, if you already own land, you can actually use any equity that's in that land towards the down payment. So
you want to
might,
give us some stipulations on that, because I mean, obviously there's credit stuff and there's some other things that people that you guys are looking at. But to get something as low as 5% down, what do people need to be prepared with?
So they don't have a set minimum score. They actually took that off. It used to be around 660. I would say probably you need to be in the mid to upper 600s and above. I would say, they're not going to probably your 580s, your 620s. We're going to have to work with you, get you where you need to be at.
Which is a great lead in. We'll talk about in a few minutes on the credit building stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you need to have, I'd say good or above credit probably, and they're going to want to see probably a couple months reserves in your bank account. So reserves is basically just having money set aside if you needed to make payments on the house. So you just need to be able to show pretty decent credit and a few months reserves, and that's about it.
Now, if you're not building something, you don't need a construction loan. You were talking about 580 and 620 scores. Why is that important? Because I know a lot of people, they think they've got to have a 650, a 700 just to get a loan. Why is 580 and 620? Why are those scores important?
So 580 is the score where we can actually do a FHA or a VA loan for a borrower. That's one of the lowest.
Which
around.
most people don't know.
Right. So if you have a 580, due to everybody knows different things happen for different reasons. Everybody's got a story. So, but we're able to help people get loans that may not have necessarily near perfect credit by being able to offer those products. And then the 620 mark is where we get into where we can offer some of the like USDA type loans, as well as Alabama Housing Step Up Program, which is a down payment assistance loan. So there's a lot of different options out there to be able to get low to no down payment for borrowers and first-time homebuyers without having to have perfect credit.
Why would somebody need the Alabama Housing Authority loan as opposed to a USDA loan?
A great one that I see is we have a lot of sometimes first-time home buyers who maybe just recently established credit, and they don't have the trade line history that USDA requires. USDA wants them to have at least a couple trade lines with 12 months or more payment history. And for somebody that just established credit, say you just co-signed an auto loan, or say you just got your first credit card, you could actually have a good score but not have the trade lines necessary to be able to do a USDA loan. So a lot of times that's where I find it that the Alabama Housing kind of fits in a little nest in between FHA, which requires 3.5% down, but they may not have that, versus USDA, but they don't have the credit history to do it.
And not to scare folks off, but you can actually get a gift for that as well. Family member gifts or things like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hit that point real quick? Because a lot of people don't realize that you can't get a loan, but you can get a gift for that.
Right. So if you do have to get a loan that requires a down payment, or want to get a loan that requires a down payment, you can actually receive gift funds from a family member, an eligible family member, or basically a non-interested party that doesn't have a benefit of seeing the loan close. You can get gift funds from them and use that as your down payment, so that it kind of helps you get into the house without having to come out of pocket.
And the benefit on that, most people know right now that you can usually buy cheaper than renting in our area. That's not always the case, but a lot of times you can $100, $200 less a month to actually buy a home. If you can get in for no money down or low money down, it may be the best option. So maybe it's not the best option right now because I come in with a 550, 520 credit score. do I call you and then you tell me you can't do it and then that's it? Or, I mean, how does that work?
No. So Gateway has a philosophy, and this is something I picked up from Josh. This is one of Josh's sayings. Shout out to Josh. So Gateway has two types of clients. We have current clients and we have future clients. And what that means is if you come and apply with us and you're not ready to buy right then and there, for whatever reason, we're going to develop some type of plan, and we have lots of tools available to us that we utilize to analyze credit reports and be able to gauge certain steps and kind of project what your score would be if you did certain things. And so we utilize all those tools, develop a plan, and work with people on steps that they need to take to get where you can buy a home. Our ultimate goal is to get people into homes because we know that's going to be the benefit for them. We know that that's going to be a better option than them for renting. And we're going to figure out something. It might be 1 month. It could be a couple weeks. Could be a year.
Yeah.
And we're going to follow through on that. And I think that's one of the biggest things that
That's
kind of
definitely
sets us
key,
apart.
is the
So-
follow through. So I know personally from Gateway, one of the people that I work with, I think it was 50 to 70 points in a matter of a couple months that got her a loan. Pretty incredible stuff. What are some things that you can help folks with? Maybe they're not quite ready to call you, but they want to start building their credit or fixing their credit. Besides calling you, what's the next best thing?
So there's definitely.
So I don't know. Crystal's giving you a hard time. I don't know
She
the
is.
inside jokes or what's going on with that.
She's
but-
quoting The Office.
Okay, I got you.
She's quoting The Office.
Dominic, did you catch that? Anyways, so what are some stuff that
I do now. I read.
Yeah.
My mind was not in that.
I got you,
mind
I got you.
frame.
Yeah.
credit building? What are some things that folks can do if they're not quite ready to call you?
So the number one biggest thing that I see that people can usually do, this is what normally when I see your credit report, it's like this sticks out like a sore thumb. Immediately, this is what you can do to raise your score, and that's pay down your credit card balances. So there's a ratio that the credit bureaus look at. It's called the debt to credit ratio, which is basically comparing what the limit is on your credit card versus what the balance is. And so the lower that is, you want it to have a small balance on it. That way it shows that that card's actually being utilized.
Honey, I hope you're listening to this right now.
Being utilized in a responsible manner.
That's right.
And so, but usually, 30% or less is good. If you could do 10% or less utilization, then that's fantastic. So, for example, if you got $1,000 credit limit, $100 or less balance is really what you want to be at.
So that's the easiest one to work off of. What about that 18, 19-year-old? We got some friends coming in here, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
18, 19, 20-year-old, that they don't have any trade lines. What's the best route? People are getting so much misinformation. I mean, you've got car salesmen telling them to buy a car. You've got buy here, pay here lots saying to do this. You've got all sorts of people giving out misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best route? Am I buying furniture? Am I opening up a credit card? What am I doing?
Definitely opening up a credit card. In a lot of cases, if you don't have any established credit, there are places that offer a secured credit card. And a secured credit card is basically where you put some money on deposit with that institution, and they'll give you a credit card for whatever the limit is.
Could a family member put that money down for you on the front end?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And they'll do them as low as like $300. So you can get a $300 secured credit card and start building your credit like that immediately. Buy a tank of gas, wait for the bill to come in, pay it off. Buy a tank of gas, wait for the bill to come in, pay it off. One of the biggest, and this is what I hit with my clients all the time because I see this happen when I go and I'm looking at their credit report. One of the biggest pieces of bad information that's out there is a lot of like, I call them subprime loans, subprime lenders, payday loans, stuff like that. Those type places around here tell people to come and get loans from them. There may be a need, but they're also telling them that, hey, this is helping build your credit, and it keeps them coming back. And I see this happen all the time. People have a small, $500, $600, maybe $1,000 installment loan that they get at this little place that's paid off within 6 months to 12 months, and then they go back and re-up it, and they say, yeah, this is helping build my credit. It's not. It is the worst thing that you can do for yourself. And basically the reason why is because credit bureaus determine your score based off of 5 categories. Payment history is 35% of that category, which is the biggest one. 20% is based off amounts that you owe, so what you actually owe in debt. 15% is based off of a credit mix, the different types of credit that you
Okay.
have, whether it be revolving, installment, mortgages, auto loans. Then another 15% is based off the length of time you've had credit.
Nobody's keeping count on the percentage, so it's okay.
No, this is right. All right, and then 10% is based off of 10% is based off of new credit that's recently been established.
Okay.
So when you open, let's say you take, for example, you take an installment loan that you get for $500 that's going to be paid back in 6 months, right? You're immediately affecting number one, the length of credit that you have, because you just opened that affects that ratio. You just opened a new credit line, so now your length of history has been affected. You just opened a new credit line, so that's a new credit inquiry, and that affects that 10%
Sure.
category of a new line being open. You just affected the 20% category of your amount of debt going up, and you also, a lot of people don't realize this, affected your payment history category, because you're not going to have any payment history there long enough to be able to build your credit back up after it takes the hit for you getting the new loan.
I see.
Because 6 months isn't enough time to build your credit
I got
and
you.
build that payment history time up.
So we had Teresa Pearson say 1 year ago we did a secure credit card, went from low 600 to 700s in 9 months, following those rules. Dinner and gas. There you go. Chris Cotton, we appreciate you jumping on here. Please like, please share, please comment.
Basically, they use that as saying, hey, let's go out to eat. It's like this is going to help our credit.
Hey, I like it. So
Yeah.
that's you can pretty much pitch anything,
Absolutely.
right? There's always an angle on it. I got it. So tell me, Kamron, if you could leave the folks with just one or two things, what would you tell them?
So I tell them, Gateway's an in-house lender, and we're going to compete and try to give the best deal that we possibly can. I can't guarantee that we're always going to beat everybody else out there. There's a lot of stuff online. You could find a better deal online. You're just not going to find a better experience. You're not going to find better customer service. And we're going to take care of you. Our underwriting's in-house, our processing's in-house, and we're going to service your loan for the life of the loan. So.
And the second thing is to call you, right?
Yeah,
So how
to
do they
call
call
me.
you?
So you can call me on my cell phone, 256-338-0389. Call, text. I'm available
but his
24/7.
favorite, I mean, the online presence you guys have. I know you're a tech guy, so how can we go through the application process? How can we contact you other than just calling or texting you?
Yeah, I have a website set up. It's at gatewaykam.com, and you can go check that out. Read info about Gateway, and you can apply right there on the website. It can be accessed from a laptop, tablet, mobile phone. It's very mobile friendly. Easy to do, takes 10 minutes, super easy.
We appreciate you coming on, Kamron. Thanks for all the information. Obviously, we're doing big things. People are listening. I'm sure somebody they may give you a few calls after the show or maybe to do a few applications. I don't know yet. We got Kirk Stafford on here. So interesting story about Kirk. He went to basic training with me and found me through the Real Estate Rundown on one of the shows. I hadn't talked to him in about 10 years. But anyways, Kirk, I hope you're doing well, brother. We appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. Please like, please share, please comment. I hope you guys have a great night.
Thank you, guys.